Welcome back. Now we do have a tornado warning issued for Casey County. That same part of the storm that we were just tracking. This is through 7:15, northern Casey County, the Jacktown area. That's where we would be seeing this rotation at the moment there in northern Casey County. So if you're in the red box there, that does extend east into Lincoln County. Also talked about western Lincoln County included potentially within this. Make sure you are getting to the most interior room within your home. That's away from doors and windows. If you have a basement, that's the best place to get, maybe underneath those steps in the basement. But if you don't have a basement, getting into an interior room within your home. That could be a bathroom without any windows to the outside. Cover yourself up, wait till this moves through. Where this tornado would be towards the Jacktown area into northern Casey County. You're seeing that a little marker there within the lightning. That would indicate where we are seeing the most significant rotation at the moment. So we're going to continue to track this for you. Let me turn off the lightning here because that can get a little bit distracting. So Jacktown area, northwestern Casey County, that's where we do have the rotation that is being picked up by our radar. So let's kind of zoom on in here in just a second. Once I put up where we are seeing some of those rotating winds would be right there. See how this is almost making an S shape? It's curling around the Jacktown area. That shows that there's that counterclockwise rotation. Again, northern hemisphere tornadoes spin counterclockwise, and that right there, right over top of Jacktown, moving to the east, there's Liberty, there's Houstonville there into northwestern Lincoln County. That is where we are seeing that potential for the rotating winds that could produce a tornado. This is not a confirmed tornado, but this is something that could spin something up very quickly, and it may not just spin up and stay down. It may spin down, create a tornado, jump a little bit to the east, and then produce another one. That's kind of how these line of storms work. So let's look now at the velocity. So that shows the rotation. Now we're going to look at the winds within this. Not a great look here, but where you're seeing those lighter shades of the red there, right over top of Jacktown now, that would show wind gusts are very strong with this. And red winds are blowing away from the radar site in Louisville. And when you switch from the red to more of that gray and eventually green, that would be winds going towards the radar. So once again, that is where we could see that rotation again. So that's at the surface. This is looking at the velocity or the winds right at the surface. Now I'm going to show you what the winds are like within the storm itself. So higher up a little bit within this. And yeah, you can see a better look. Again, the radar is all the way in Louisville, so you're picking up on this within the middle of the storm. So you can see reds away from the radar, greens towards the radar. When they're right next to each other, that's where you have the rotation, and it's being picked up by our system, indicated by that shear marker, as we call it. That's where our system's telling us, hey, there is rotating winds within this storm. It's not confirmed tornado. It's not even picking up any damage within this, but it is showing that this cell here in northern Casey County does have that potential of producing a tornado here shortly. So we're going to be watching that. We'll zoom on in here, say from Jacktown into western Lincoln County to give you a little bit of a better look. I'm also going to take off this shear marker so it's a little bit easier to see. Maybe if we can get that taken off. There we go. So just to the east of Jacktown, northern Casey County, that is would be where we are seeing the tornado potentially coming out of this system. It's not a long track tornado. We don't have anything confirmed, but still a tornado warning nonetheless. And that is going to continue to move off towards the east pretty quickly. This warning is through 7:45, so the storm's likely moving very quickly. And I'm going to take a look at how quickly this thing is exactly moving. Take that off of there. So this kind of gives you an idea of the timing of this. So moving east at 47 miles an hour, it's moving very quickly. Our system is picking up on a BTI, or a tornado index, of 4.1. So that is something that could produce a tornado. Again, we don't know if this is actually producing one right now, but still something that could potentially produce one. So some of these areas here: Ellisburg, 703 for you; McKinney, 713; New Salem. This is now getting into Lincoln County. So New Salem area there, Lincoln County, 713. Duncan area of Lincoln County, 717. Lincoln County High School, that would be towards 721 for you. Same for the Waynesburg area. So you're getting deeper into the 7 o'clock hour, which would extend past where this tornado warning is currently for. But still, if you're in those areas, you want to treat this as such. Treat this as it is a potential tornado warning for you. So you're looking at the storm winds here. You're seeing those reds and those greens coming together. That is where we could be seeing the tornado potentially coming out of this system. Let's kind of take that away. So again, this is now Lincoln County. Here's the Lincoln County, Casey County line. This is where that storm is currently located, and it's going to continue to move off towards the east. Let's maybe kind of circle on this where we are potentially seeing a lot of that rotation. Now I'm going to take you back to with the typical radar that you're used to seeing with the rain on it, and see how it lines up. You're almost noticing that notch there. That would be where the storm is located. So there's the Turnerville area, Lincoln County, northern Lincoln County. You're not included within this warning per se, but still make sure you are paying close attention to this as well. Let's take off that circle. Latest radar scan came in, not as well defined. A little bit of good news, but as I said, if this is producing a tornado, it's likely spinning something down out of the storm and then going back up within the storm, and then maybe a couple miles down in the path of this, you could see this eventually re-strengthening. Let me now look at where we were showing you the rotation. Not as well defined. You're no longer seeing the red, the lighter shade of the green into the red. That would show moderate to strong rotation. Now we're mainly just seeing green. Earlier, you could see the red showing up with this over top of the Jacktown area. So if you are in the Jacktown area, you're still dealing with some strong storms over top of you right now, a lot of lightning, but you no longer are within the tornado warning. If you're in that area of Jacktown, let us know if you did experience any damage near you now that you are out. Let's look at this shows you the 1 hour track of where you could have potentially had that rotation. Look, that's right over top of Jacktown, points westward. It was a little bit stronger as it was in northeastern Taylor County. It started to weaken just a little, but again, this could eventually fire back up, and you could see this re-strengthen and re-tighten up around that little area of rotating winds that we're tracking right there. There's Jacktown. There's western Lincoln County. This is getting ready to cross over into Lincoln County right now, as well as it continues to move off towards the east. So if you're tuning in for Good Morning America, we do have a tornado warning out right now for Casey and Lincoln counties through 7:15. We're going to continue to stay with you until this warning does expire because the storm has had a history of producing damaging wind gusts that have brought down power lines. So it shows that it is strong, even if it is not maybe producing a tornado right now. It has a history of wind damage. So still something that would be very important. So tornado warning through 7:15 for Lincoln County. If you're in northern Lincoln County where you're seeing that pink showing up, maybe the rotating winds are here, but the northern side of this, that would be where we are potentially seeing some hail within this storm as well. So you're not out of the woods, though you're not, say, dealing with the rotating winds as much. You're still dealing with some impacts for you. Let's put on that shear marker once again, see if it's picking up on anything. It's no longer picking up on anything. So as I expected, and as I was kind of talking about, it's weakened a little bit at the moment, but still something that could fire something right back up and spin something right back up to where you would see something eventually come of this. But it's getting ready to now cross into Lincoln County. This is northwestern Lincoln County. This is northern Casey County. There's Jacktown where the storm did move on through, and it's going to continue to travel off towards the east at a pretty fast clip. Again, close to 50 miles an hour, 47 miles an hour moving due east within this. 20% chance of a large hail, and that hail would be under an inch. But notice the BTI was at 4 earlier. Now it's at 2. So again, with what we were saying in terms of this thing, maybe not as being as strong as it was just a moment ago, but still, we still have over 10 minutes left on this warning. We're going to stay with you unless they do cancel this, which I'm going to go check on right now, see if we do have any updates from the National Weather Service real quick. And we do not at the moment. So again, we'll continue to watch this for you. There's a whole line of storms that is within this. Well, this is within that line of storms that just brought some heavy rain to the Lexington area, but it's really the southern edge of this that we would be dealing with any issues in terms of the potential for any rotating winds, or where we could see a tornado spinning up from this. Let's take a look at a little bit of a better view of where we could see some rotating winds. So we've got this line stretching really from Huntington, West Virginia, south and westward. The tornado warning is for Casey and Lincoln counties. We also do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Menifee County, and that's within a flash flood warning. So these areas, really from Mount Sterling eastward to Moorhead, you do have a flash flood warning. So make sure you're not driving through any flooded roadways, and make sure that you just maybe hold off on that commute until a lot of this rain does move off towards the east. But the storm that we are again watching within this line has been the one that we've really been tracking most of the morning for you, is moving out of Casey County now into northern Lincoln County. There's Stanford, there's Waynesburg, there's Highway 27, US Highway 27. Here is where that strong storm is currently located. And I'm showing you the radar, and I'm going to take a look at where we could potentially see some rotating winds. If I can get this to click, there we go. So looking at Louisville's radar, I'm going to show you our rotation detector on where you could potentially see some rotating winds. Kind of that same area, right? That this is the part of the storm that moved through the Jacktown area there of northwestern Casey County. Not as defined as it was just a moment ago, but it is still moving off to the east at a pretty fast clip. There's US 27 stretching from Stanford down to Williamsburg, eventually down into Pulaski County. This storm, though, is to the west of that and is to the east of Jacktown that we were talking about earlier. So let's zoom on in a little bit more here. US 127 there is where this storm is currently located, right on the border of Casey and Lincoln counties. So looking at some of the potential neighborhoods that this could impact: Mount Salem, New Salem, South Fork, Geneva, McKinney. The storm is approaching you. It is now right over top of US 127, moving off towards the east at 47 miles an hour. So this is moving very quickly. And it's likely, obviously, not a long track situation. This is within a line of storms, could spin something up, produce a tornado. Maybe it only lasts less than a minute, gets back up into the strong storm, moves eastward, produces another tornado as this kind of cycles through. So that is the kind of storm this is. This is not a supercell. This is not a long track supercell, but still a strong storm nonetheless. Looking at the radar here, there's a lot of heavy rain, maybe even some hail there into the border of Casey and Lincoln counties. If 127 is a part of your commute, this is obviously giving you some very heavy torrential rain within this. Let's look at the hail, see if this has had much hail being picked up. Not really picking up on any hail, but likely some heavy rain nonetheless. Not whiteout conditions, but very low visibility within this. So not a ton of rotation with this now, but still something that could spin something up there near Mount Salem, near New Salem. Make sure you're in your safe location within this storm there into Lincoln County, now that this has crossed into Lincoln County. Where we could potentially see the rotating winds would be right about here within this. Likely, let me fix that. This would be where we see the rotating winds here. Near Mount Salem, about right there is where we could see the rotating winds. And now let's show where that's at on the radar. So this is likely wrapped in rain. It's not a textbook signature by any means, but still something that could produce a tornado, and that is why we are staying with this storm. Even though, again, you should be tuning into Good Morning America right now, but we do have this tornado warning that lasts for another 7 minutes. Let me see if we have had an update. This has not been extended eastward, so that would be a piece of good news. But we still have the tornado warning that is through 7:15 for Lincoln County. Let's see, update from the National Weather Service here. We do not have any update within this. Let's see, they are expiring a warning. Let's see if that is the one that we are tracking. That is not the tornado warning we are tracking. They are continuing this warning as that I see here. So no updates from the Louisville National Weather Service office, but still something that we are watching. This entire line is producing strong storms from all the way in the northeastern Kentucky through south central Kentucky, all the way to Bowling Green is where we are seeing the potential here. So we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. So they're going with a severe thunderstorm warning now instead of a tornado warning. But let's see if they have a tornado possible tag. Yes, there is a tornado possible. So remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the basement or a small room within a sturdy structure. So they have allowed this tornado warning to expire. It is now a severe thunderstorm warning for now south central and central portions of Lincoln County, with the potential for a tornado to form. And that would go along with what I've been talking about in my thinking as well. But let's take one more look before we send you to Good Morning America of what we are seeing within this storm. So let's see if it's started to re-strengthen again. It's not. It's starting to weaken a little bit, if anything. Still, again, seeing some rotating winds. You're seeing that counterclockwise a little bit. It's really broad now, not as well defined as it once was. It's beginning to get a little rain wrapped as well. It was producing a little bit of a knot. To see radar data is picking up on our latest skit, as we call it. That's what you're seeing there with that line pointing eastward. That's what we call a skit. So the BTI is now at 2.7. It was at 4.1. So that's a little bit where you could see that rotating. So we're not seeing that quite as high. The hail is not as high either, 20% there, and it is moving east a little bit faster now at 49 miles per hour. But this would show you where some of the strongest winds could reach near you and where kind of the core of the storm. So McKinney, it's right over top of you right now. Sugar Grove, 724, Walnut Flat, 724 for you. Crab Orchard, 726 for you. So let's take that off, get a better view. There we go. So there's the part of the storm that we are watching. It's now exited out of the tornado warning. It is a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it, and it's through 7:45 now for Lincoln County. It does include Crab Orchard. It's to the Rockcastle County line. So Rockcastle County, you're not included within this, but it's likely to get extended because it, again, is moving a little bit faster than what it was just a moment ago. Let's try to maybe zoom in a little bit. There we go. So not seeing a ton. There's US 27. There's Waynesburg. There's Stanford. It would be in between both of those locations. But 7:12 right now. This severe thunderstorm warning is through 7:45. We no longer have a tornado warning. It's still there till 7:15, but the part of the storm that could produce a tornado warning is to the east of that, moving along US 27 here shortly, eventually into eastern Lincoln County. We're going to send you now to Good Morning America, but stay with us because this could re-strengthen and turn back into a potential tornado producing storm. So make sure you're staying with the ABC 36 Storm Team for more updates.
It's the same.
Welcome back. We do have a tornado warning that has been issued for northeast Rockcastle County, really into Jackson County, between McKee and Annville. That's where we could see a storm capable of producing a tornado. This is not a confirmed tornado warning, but it is still a tornado warning nonetheless. You want to make sure you're getting into your tornado safe shelter. If you have a basement, getting in your basement is the best place to be at right now. If you're in Jackson County, especially western Owsley County included within this, far northern portions of Clay County, but it's really Jackson County that we're watching for this right now. Getting into that most interior room. If you don't have a basement, getting into an interior closet, interior bathroom with no windows and no exterior walls between you and the outside of your home or wherever you're at right now. So between McKee and Annville, that's the part of the storm that we are watching. Let's take a little bit more of a closer look at things here. We're now talking about Jackson's radar, so let's look first at the wind shear. We no longer have the shear marker, though we just did. So it likely, if it did spin something out, it was about right there, northeastern Rockcastle County. Now it's not as well defined, and I don't know if it will get well defined again, but that's something to take note of there. So those red winds are away from the Jackson radar, which is to the north and the east of this storm. You can see the rotation. Right there would be where we are seeing the rotation within this storm. So let's take a look here. Let's circle this area right here where we could potentially be seeing that rotation. Let's now look at where that is in the radar. So this is rain wrapped. If it is going to spin something up here, there's McKee, there's Annville, your Annville there into portions of Jackson County, where we do have this warning. This is not a long track tornado, guys. This would be something that would spin something up quickly, and it may have already if it did. See those brighter shades of brighter colors there? That would show stronger winds within this. Looking at the shear tracks, this thing really picked up the intensity of its rotation north and east of Mount Vernon in northeastern Rockcastle County. You're not seeing quite as much when you see those reds there. That would show strong rotation, light green to the red color, that strong rotation. Now we're seeing more of the green, but still something, again, there's a little bit of a core in that. You're not really seeing that. You want to see an S shape within that if this is likely producing. This is looking at the storm relative winds. This is what the velocity would be at the surface. We'll just jump there. 1 second. There we go. So that would be, again, where you could potentially see the rotation. You obviously don't want to be outside because of the tornado warning, but also this is rain wrapped. So you're not going to be able to see anything unless you're well to the south and the east of this, but still this is hilly mountainous terrain there that would limit that view. So McKee, Annville, Jackson County. The part of the storm that we're watching is in between both of those locations, and this storm is moving to the east very fast as well. This storm has been moving upwards of 50 miles an hour at times. So very quick moving storm. If it's not producing a tornado, it's still likely producing some very gusty winds, and the signature isn't as strong. Latest radar, maybe. I mean, there is some rotation there for sure. There's US Highway 421 there. There's Annville. There's McKee. They've just shrunk the severe thunderstorm warning down a little bit. This is certainly the most, the strongest part of this storm. Moving the radar a little bit, this is I-75, there's Mount Vernon, this is northeastern Rockcastle County. We're getting into Jackson County now within this cell. There's Boonville as well. Boonville's not included within this tornado warning, but still where we are watching. So looking at, this is what we call a skit that can help us kind of time out locations. So the Brownsville area, 809, Sturgeon. This storm would be approaching you by around 8:15. Vincent, 8:16, Island City around 8:17, Levi, 8:20 for you. This is moving east at 49 miles per hour, and that BTI, or the tornado index here with our in-house data showing this is at a 4.6, so about as strong as we've seen within these storms so far today. Jackson's radar handles these kind of storms a little bit different than what Louisville's radar with this cell as it was in, say, Casey County and Lincoln County earlier. So that may be a little bit on the higher end with what we're likely seeing within this, but still, nonetheless, you want to be taking this thing seriously. If you're within really Jackson County, over towards areas south and west of Boonville, north of Manchester, way north of Manchester here within this part of the storm. Let's take another look at kind of the velocity here. That's where we would be seeing something right about there, as this part of the storm that we would be seeing. Again, this is very mountainous terrain, not good viewing here within this, so you want to make sure you are in your tornado safe shelter for sure. Let's take this back to radar. So there's McKee. You've got heavy torrential downpour for you. Make sure you're getting within that safe shelter. That's the most important thing you can do right now. You don't want to get outside, look at this. This is likely spinning something up very quickly to where you're not going to get ground confirmation within this. This would be something that spins something out quickly and then you lose it and you don't see it any longer. So definitely make sure you are, again, getting into your safe location. What are those safe locations? Unsafe would be if you're out ahead of this, not where it is actively raining and storming. You want to get out of a mobile home or a manufactured home. You also want to get out of large open rooms. And if you're in a vehicle, do not get under an overpass. You're better off getting into a ditch there as well. But safe locations would be most interior room within your home or building to stay in place there. The safest spot would be a basement if you do have a basement. But if you don't have a basement, it's the interior part of your home in a well-constructed home would be the best place to be. Not in a mobile home, not in your car, obviously driving, morning commute for a lot of people. This is right after 8 o'clock. Most people start their work day right about now, or 8:30 or 9. So just want to wait this thing out, get a little bit delayed on your commute, wait till this passes. And it's also producing some very heavy rainfall. So some of those low-lying valleys likely dealing with some flooding. And now this is what we call a shear marker, shows us where we are seeing that rotating potential within this storm. We had this earlier, it wasn't showing up, now it is showing up again. So this is likely re-tightened up a little bit within the core of the storm. And yeah, you could see that there, right between McKee and Anvil, right where we would be dealing with this storm as it is moving east at around 50 miles an hour, 45 to 50 miles per hour, as it does track very quickly off towards the east. Do we have any more skits? We do not. Let's look again. Let's look at the storm relative velocity. That's been giving us the best look at this thing. The base velocity, when you're in the mountains, you don't have a good view of that, the base of the storm with the Jackson radar, Jackson, Kentucky radar there in Breathitt County. So you get the counterclockwise rotation. This is likely a little bit behind where you're currently seeing it. So the radar picks it up, and then we don't get another radar scan for a couple minutes. So this is obviously likely moving a little bit to the east of that. So again, tornado warning for Jackson County. Jackson County tornado warning for you. Let's get the time on that quickly if we can. So this is through 8:30 now. The tornado warning through 8:30 for Jackson County, and that's U.S. Highway 421 there. There's Brownsville, Kentucky Route 30 that goes through Anvil and Brownsville. That is where you could be dealing with the most significant part of the storm. And we're getting new data into us right now that's increased that BTI, or the tornado index within this storm. So this is certainly something you want to be taking seriously. This is not a long track situation or anything like that, but still something that could produce a tornado for our friends right now in Jackson County. You want to make sure you are in the most interior room within your house, your home, away from any doors and windows. If you have a basement, basement's going to be the best place for you to be at right now. And it's coming right over top of Brownsville here within the next couple of minutes. Momentarily, this radar is a little bit delayed. So there's Kentucky 30, there's US Highway 421. It's right there, right on top of the Brownsville area would be where we are seeing the strongest part of this storm. Tornado warning through 8:30. I know you can't see it right now. It's covered up by the text. Let's get that text out of here. So that's through 8:30. does include Owsley County as well. The Island City area, this is, again, almost heading due east. So as Kentucky 30 kind of goes north there, this is going to stay more of an easterly trajectory. Now that rotation is right on top of the Brownsville area. So if you're in the Brownsville area, here south and east of McKee, north and east of Annville, you want to make sure you are in your tornado safe shelter now. We do not have a confirmation on this tornado warning, but this is the strongest storm that we've seen locally so far today. This area did not get as worked over as much as the northern half of the area with the overnight storms. Southern, southeastern Kentucky saw some rain, but nothing like we saw over the northern half of the area. So this environment is still favorable for these storms to potentially strengthen. So Brownsville, it's over top of you right now. Island City, you want to make sure you are in your safe location at the moment because this does include your area. But where we are seeing that storm at right now would be likely right about here, right? So right where you're seeing that rotation, that's where we would see the potential for a tornado within this. Let's take you back to the radar so you can see where the rain is. It's obviously very rain wrapped. Where we're seeing that rotation detector there, it's to the west. We were just talking about that. The storm moves much quicker than what the data can pick up on. It's moving 50 miles an hour. It's right over top of Brownsville right now, heading towards Island City. Again, this is very mountainous, hilly terrain. You're not going to get a good view of this unless you're way to the south, kind of looking up at this outside of the warning. You could take a look at this, but if you're within this red polygon, within that red box, if your phone's going off right now, you want to make sure you are in your safe location. Away, put as many walls and walls between you and the outside. You don't want an exterior wall near you. You want to be an interior closet, an interior bathroom, underneath the steps in your basement. All great places to be at right now. So tornado warning through 8:30. We're getting new data maybe in right now, not yet, but we will have the latest here shortly. This is strong rotation that we're picking up here. Very strong. It's had a history since northeast Rockcastle County, north and east of Mount Vernon. It's cycled, folks. This is that same storm that moved through Casey County, also moved into portions of Lincoln County. We mentioned this thing looked like it was weakening a little bit, but now it's re-strengthened, right? And now we're back dealing with the potential of a quick spin-up tornado. Not a long track, but this could spin something up for a minute, maybe less than a minute, and then you see it kind of go back up in the cloud, and then you see that tornado forming at the surface once again. So we're gonna be tracking this for you for sure here through 8:30, through this when this tornado warning is through for Jackson County, southwestern Owsley County as well. I want to keep you on the radar right now, see if we're getting new data in yet. Not yet. So for one more scan. There's the rotation, moderate to strong rotation there where you're seeing that red. This is likely to the east of that now. This is probably passed over the Brownsville area right now, just to the east of town, that community there in Jackson County. So good news is we've lost that one arrow there, that skit that would signify the stronger rotation. So we're getting the data's coming in now to the system. We should get a better view of this thing here shortly. There we go. So right over top, just to the east of Brownsville. Let this system pick up on things here. And I'm going to step off the screen one moment and read what the latest is from the National Weather Service office in Jackson. So let's see here. Keeping this tornado warning out. Let's see. No updates from the National Weather Service here since we've been on the air, but we will let you know if we see anything different. They haven't extended this warning, but still, to give you kind of a more bird's eye view of things, let's zoom out just a little bit and send you back to the radar where we're really, tracking with this. So now we're in southeast Jackson County, getting ready to move into Owsley County now, near the Brownsville area, just to the east of Brownsville, heading towards Island City there southwestern Owsley County. Make sure you're in your tornado safe shelter right now, interior room within your home. This is not anything that's long track. This is a quick spin up, if anything, but still tornado warning nonetheless, and you need to take it seriously, especially considering there's a lot of trees in this area. You get a tree come down on your home. You don't want to be on the exterior room of your house because that tree could then impact you. If you put more walls between you and where that tree's at, you will be better protected. So get in that interior room within your home. You could be dealing with a quick spin up potentially near you. So again, that's southeast Jackson County. There's Kentucky 30. Kentucky 30 is right here. It's likely to the east of that, heading towards Island City. So we've got the new data in the system now. Let's take a look at what things are saying. There's a lot of words. I know. I'm sorry, folks. It's just how we have things set up. And there you go. So Island City, 818 for you. Sturgeon area, 818. Major, South Fork, get closer to 825 there. Cow Creek area, 828. Mistletoe, 830. Arnett, 831. So that gives you an idea of the timing as this thing is moving eastward. But it's likely in the middle of that, right? You're following right along that easterly path. This thing's moving due east. So it's really the core of this storm is what we would be watching here, not those areas on the outside. So it's moving east now at 52. So this thing's moving faster than even it was earlier for sure. So Island City, it's close to you right now. That's southeastern Owsley County there. That's that rotation that we're watching right over top of Brownsville as the storm continues to move off towards the east at a pretty fast clip, 52 miles an hour. It's re-strengthened a little bit as you set let's look at the radar now in motion from the last 15 minutes. So it's this part right there. That's where we would be seeing that rotation, where my fist is at. Just follow my fist there from Brownsville eastward, closer towards Island City. That is where we would be dealing with the potential for a tornado if this is going to spin something up quickly. Again, this is not a long track situation, but still, this is the strongest storm that we've had so far this morning since we've been tracking this line that's been pushing through the area. We have the tornado watch for these areas south and east of this. This is within that tornado watch. Now we're up to that tornado warning. So there is where we would be seeing the rotation. Again, this marker here signifying where we're seeing that rotation is to the west of where the actual storm is, because it's moving quicker than what we're getting scans from the radar, if that makes sense to you. So tornado warning through 8:30, still have over 15 minutes on this. This is likely going to outrun that tornado warning for sure. Again, it's picked up a little bit in pace as it has been moving off towards the east. Trying to get an update here from the National Weather Service office in Jackson. We've got an update or asking here if they're going to extend this. No update from them at the moment on if they are going to extend this tornado warning. But the part of the storm is now far eastern Jackson County, getting ready to move towards the Island City area. And again, it's getting ready to get outside of the warning box, that polygon. So even if your area is east of where you have a severe thunderstorm warning or that tornado warning, make sure you're in your safe location regardless, because they're either going to extend this as a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning. With these kind of setups with a line of storms, you just get something that's going to quickly kind of drop. You're going to get a tornado forming quickly. It dissipates. You get strong straight line wind gusts. You pick up that rotation a couple miles down the line, and then you could see another quick spin up potentially as well. But so they go now with severe thunderstorm warning, kind of as expected. Maybe not quite as tight in terms of that rotation as what we were just experiencing, but that's through 8:45 now for Owsley County. Perry County is included within this. As you continue to look east, southwestern Breathitt County, the Buckhorn area, you're included within this. Arnett, Turkey, you would be included within this. Far southwestern Breathitt County, far northern Perry County, there's Buckhorn. You're included within this severe thunderstorm warning. A severe thunderstorm warning probably, I don't know for sure, but probably with a tornado possible tag on it. Let's read what exactly the National Weather Service has said here. So at 8:13, so 2 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm was located over Nathanton, or 10 miles southwest of Boonville, moving east at 50 miles an hour. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Do not see anything mentioning that potential for a tornado. But again, you could see some rotation within this. It's been kind of briefly weakening, strengthening back up. No reports of anything with this. But if you do have any reports, be sure to let us know, and we can get those along to the National Weather Service. It's still, our system's still picking up on rotation potential within this. So we'll stay with you here just until we can know for sure that we're not seeing that tornado threat. It doesn't have a tornado possible tag on it, at least not what I'm seeing there, but it still is a strong, healthy storm that's producing a lot of lightning. Let me turn that back on. Sometimes it gets a little cluttered on here with the lightning, but this has a lot of lightning with it. Just this view alone, 100 lightning strikes. So it's still a very strong system that has been had a history of producing rotation to where we have had tornado warnings along this line. And right over top of Island City right now, would be moving towards the east, Arnett area, really between Arnett and Buckhorn. So this is, again, isolated areas that you're dealing with. There's a lot of forest here. So it's going to be tough to see. There's a lot of heavy rain. This could be in the middle of the woods, and you don't even see where the damage would be at. But the 1 hour shear shows this thing, again, that's kind of not textbook, but it shows nonetheless that we have had that history. Any hail? Not any hail with this. This is likely just some winds. Let's look again at the storm relative velocity. Maybe not as strong as what it once looked again with this system, but our data is picking up on some rotation within this near the Island City area there, southwestern Owsley County. Arnett, you're in the severe thunderstorm warning. Buckhorn, you're in the severe thunderstorm warning. And I'm going to see any more updates from the National Weather Service. We do not have any updates, but they did continue. So they continue the tornado warning through the life of it there for Island City. The storm will be near the Blake area at 8:20. So that's here, right there. There's Blake. There's Island City, where we've been tracking. These are very small little communities here, maybe just a couple towns within the path of this. Not a ton of stuff, but still, nonetheless, something that could be producing some damaging winds, if not a quick spin up as well. So the severe thunderstorm warning extends to the east now within this. This line has had a history of producing strong winds, small hail. We do not have an active tornado warning after this. This is expected to turn into a severe thunderstorm warning, but still our data is picking up on a lot of some rotation within this that is causing our system to believe that there is a potential for a quick spin up. And they just now extended this tornado warning now. So we're going to stay with you. At 8:19, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Blake, or 7 miles southwest of Boonville, moving east at 45 to 50 miles an hour. This will be near Taft around 8:45 this morning, Morris Fork around 8:30, and Buckhorn, you're now included within this tornado warning through 8:35. Take cover now, move to the basement or the most interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows, as we've been talking about. Let's go back to where our safe locations are at. First here, so we now have the tornado warning for southwestern Breathitt County, Owsley County. You're south of Boonville, near the Arnett area from Island City, points eastward there in the southern half of Owsley County, and then northern Perry County, which does include Buckhorn. which does include the Buckhorn area there in northern Perry County. You are under a tornado warning through 8:45. So this is where you need to get. You need to get to the interior room of a well-constructed home or building. If you're out ahead of this, if you're in the Buckhorn area there, northern Perry County, if you're in the Arnett area, if you're in southwestern Breathitt County and you're in a mobile home, if you can, it's best to get to an interior room of a well-constructed home or building near you. You have enough time if you're in northern Perry County or you're in southwestern Breathitt County to get to a well-constructed home near you if you can here. Best place to be is a basement. If you don't have a basement, it's the interior room of your home, and stay in place until the warning does pass you. So right now, this is where the storm is at, near the Island City area. That is where we would be dealing with conditions capable of producing a tornado. This is not a confirmed tornado. This is a strong storm that is capable of producing enough rotation to where we see something at the ground in terms of a spin-up tornado threat. So that does include Buckhorn, Arnett included within this, but it's south of you that we would be dealing with that tornado potential. So let's look at the radar here once again. Let's go to Jackson's radar. Let's go to the shear. So there, near the Island City area. So let's now circle. It's likely around here where this system is currently located, and you're going to be moving off towards the east. Again, basically right where you have that little marker there, that's where you could potentially be dealing with this. So our system is now ingesting new data, so we'll get a new update for you, but that kind of shows where we would be dealing with the tornadic signature within this storm. It's kind of south of the Arnett area. You still have some heavy torrential rain getting ready to move over top of you and a lot of lightning, but it's closer to kind of right in between you and the Buckhorn area if you're in Arnett right now watching us. So as our system kind of ingests this new data coming in from the radar, let's take a broader view here so you can kind of see where we're talking about. So there's Jackson. You're not included within this Jackson. Hazard, you're to the south of this as well. Here's McKee, near McKee there in Jackson County. This storm is kind of right on that Tri-County area right now, moving to the east. So it's southern Breathitt County, far northern Perry County, near Buckhorn, northwestern Perry County. See if we have any updates. No updates here from Jackson's National Weather Service office. Let's see. Seeing a CC drop under that couplet. So that would mean the potential for some debris. Let's go back and look at where we could have seen that at. Not picking it up on our data, but that might be what we're getting ready to get in right now. So that would mean a CC drop, correlation coefficient drop, would be where you could see debris at within this. This view does not have that right now, but that would show that debris is getting lofted up into the air high enough, which is not very high at all, considering Jackson's radar is right here to the north and the east. So you're getting a really good view at the storm, considering you're so close to the radar site. So we're not picking that up right now, but still, that is definitely possible within this to potentially see some debris. The National Weather Service office in Jackson says that they did get a CC drop with this, but our data does not necessarily pick that up right now, but we could be getting the latest scan in here shortly. So tornado warning out, Owsley, northwestern Perry County, does include the Buckhorn area. That's where we have this tornado. This is currently located likely just to the east of Island City. Moving off towards the east, you're getting, there's warm humid air out ahead of this. You've got the strong winds as this line pushes on in, and that would give us the potential for producing a tornado. Still not seeing any debris. The National Weather Service office said that their data does pick up on a CC drop or correlation coefficient drop that would be debris detection. We're not seeing that right now, but that doesn't mean it's not there. National Weather Service office is seeing it, so that's their data that we're looking at from their radar that's on their site there in Breathitt County. If we have a tornado, it's near the Island City area, just to the east of Island City, moving through southern Owsley County, south of Arnett. There's Arnett. There's Buckhorn. It's heading from Island City due east towards the Buckhorn area right now, if we do have that tornado signature. So we're only around, from the Jackson radar site here, 1,400 feet. So not very high up into this cloud. No updates from them, but this is through 8:45. Warning is through 8:45 again. There's Buckhorn Road, you're included within this, Laurel Fork, Hill Road, Morris Fork. It's near the Taft area right now, between Taft and Trixie, is where we are likely dealing with the storm capable of producing a tornado. And that could be the debris signature right there. Let's try to get a better look at this. Nope. Not picking that debris signature up right now. But what this view of the radar kind of shows me is that may be some debris, potentially, as this is moving east, sticking out. It's not exactly how it's supposed to look. So that's got my eye, at least. That's what I'm seeing with the data. The National Weather Service says that they did detect some debris with this, but right now we're not seeing anything. We are seeing some strong rotation, obviously, within this. That's why we've been following it for so long. It's had a history of producing strong rotation as well. The velocity signature is certainly very strong. For some reason, we're not getting a latest scan in here on the radar. Hopefully, not dealing with any issues there, but okay, let's see now. Here we go. So, tornado warning for Owsley, northwestern Perry, Breathitt, southwestern Breathitt County through 8:45. We're looking at this a little bit broader, so you can see the areas that we're talking about here. From Island City to Buckhorn would be the area that we're watching most intently here. Would be this area of the storm right there. That is where we would be dealing with a tornado. It's kind of that location right there. You still have some heavy rain here on the northern side. That's likely just a lot of rain. This would be where we are seeing the storm at, and that's where the rotation is being detected by our data. So Island City points to the east of Island City. That's where we're watching with this storm. And I know if you're expecting to see Good Morning America right now, we're staying with this tornado warning. The National Weather Service has picked up possibly some debris with this. There we go. Now for some reason there was a little bit of a delay with us getting that latest radar scan. Now we have it. Not picking up there anything on debris right now. Still seeing that strong rotation. The BTI is still very strong with this. East a little bit slower. It's slowed down a little bit in intensity. So I'm gonna take off. That's a lot of stuff on your screen. Try to make it a little bit easier so you know where you're at here. That's Boonville. There's Arnett. There's Buckhorn. There's Island City. Moving to the east, southern Owsley County, as you get into the northwestern corner there of Perry County, is where this storm is currently located. And it has had some very strong rotation we've been tracking with this storm as it has been moving to the east. There's a little bit of a delay with our system right now getting a lot of this data in. But if you're in the Buckhorn area, certainly make sure you're getting to the most interior room within your home, away from those doors and windows. Put as many walls as you can between you and the outside. If you have a basement, that's the best place to be at right now. See if we can get some new data in here. We are trying very close to the Jackson radar site within this as well. I'm going to look at some other data maybe on my phone if we are dealing with some issues with our system. Not seeing much better of anything on my phone, that's for sure. But make sure you are in the lowest level of your home. Let's see, there it is. Definitely not correct here. Because this thing is now way to the east of what our data is showing. Continuing to move east over the last 30 minutes. And again, we're not getting anything from the radar. That is a little frustrating. So our radar is definitely behind what they are seeing. I'm trying to get that fixed for you. Might have to pull it up on our number 2 system. Not yet, they're in studio control. Might have to though. Let's see if we got a better look at this. Not much better here either, unfortunately. But still, if you're in those areas, make sure you're getting in the lowest level of your home. Our data is a little bit behind, unfortunately. Nothing I can do about that right now. But if you're in the Buckhorn area, if you're in Arnett, make sure you are in the lowest level of your home. I'm going to have my phone on me because this has a better look at where this storm is at. So this storm, according to my phone's data here, this thing is closer to about right here. There's Island City. Our radar, Viper radar right now is picking up on that cell there. It's actually a little bit closer to here. And I do see a little bit of that drop in the correlation coefficient. It was right over top of Island City of where we did see that. For some reason that our data is not picking that up. It's now gone. I will say that the latest couple scans of that did lose that debris signature, but still it's something that is there. The reason why I'm looking at my phone is because this radar is really far behind right now. We're not caught up. If the last received data is at 8:13. See if we not getting anything here, unfortunately. There was some debris that was briefly caught on this. Let's see here. No updates from the National Weather Service. They are continuing now. We just did get one. They're continuing this tornado warning. Unfortunately, our system is really far behind with this. We do not have the latest data to show you. But I wish we did. So that is where we're talking about where the storm is currently located. It would be near the Arnett area, south of Arnett towards Buckhorn, there into northwestern Perry County. Let's try something here. Got to try to get some data because unfortunately that data is not coming in for us. If Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck is watching, if you could give Barron a call and see if they could check on why our data has not come in since 8:18. Because we're a little bit behind right now. But right there is where that storm would be located at. So near Arnett, moving to the east at 54 miles per hour. So there's a look at some names of some communities here. So you're Arnett, right on top of you right now. Krypton area there at 851, Lost Creek 852 for you. The busy area, the Ned area at 845. That's again outside of this warning. The warning lasts until 8:45 within this storm that it is moving off towards the east. So tornado warning for Perry County, Breathitt County for 8 through 8:45. And I'm going to continue to use my phone here because my phone has the data. My computer, however, does not. So I will try to draw where this thing is at best I can for you. So it would be almost right here, getting ready to cross over from Owsley County towards the Buckhorn area there in far northwestern Perry County. And it is moving off towards the east, a little slower than earlier at around 45 miles an hour. So it'd be about right here, right to the north and the west of the Buckhorn area. If you're in the Buckhorn area, make sure you are in your tornado safe location to get away from what could be a tornado producing storm. So again, make sure that you are in the lowest level, away from exterior walls. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We may have, yes, if your studio control, if you could put me up on, oh, we got it back now. Okay, so the beta has returned. 8:45 here. This is where the storm is at, right on top of Buckhorn. We were flying blind there for a second, but we are back. 8:45, that tornado warning is out for you for the Buckhorn area, northwestern portions of Perry County. This is right on top of you, Buckhorn. So as we mentioned, this thing's been moving off to the east quickly, 40, 50 miles an hour. Right now it is on top of Buckhorn. See if we can get a better look at where, let's look at Jackson. And let's look at the shear here. So the shear is right on top of Buckhorn. You remember how I said that there was some debris detected? No longer seeing that, but as we set this radar back, if we could pick up on that, as it was moving east, there was a moment to where it did pick up on some debris. We're no longer seeing that right now. Obviously, our data was a little bit behind, so it missed it. But there was some debris detected briefly near the Island City area. There as well. If you are in Island City, I can tell you this, is that you just have some rain. The lightning is to the east of you. The tornado threat is to the east of you. So if you're in the Island City area, you have the all clear right now. Go out, let us know if you did receive any damage. First, you need to let your, call the comm center in your area, communications center, let them know, and they can relay that to the National Weather Service because there was debris detected just to the east of Island City. We did get that debris detected within this system. A lot of lightning still with this, especially on the north side of where we are seeing the rotation. The rotation's now in Perry County, right on top of the Buckhorn area. Right on top of Buckhorn is where we would be seeing that rotation. And they're extending it now as a severe thunderstorm warning. So once the storm gets out of Buckhorn and into where we have the severe thunderstorm warning, we're going to take you back to Good Morning America once the storm gets past here. So a severe thunderstorm warning is now out with this. We no longer have a downstream of this, where this is headed, tornado warning. It is severe thunderstorm warning for Perry County. Knott County is included within this. Southern Breathitt, this is through 9:30. This is a storm that has had a history of producing damaging wind gusts. We likely did get some damage reported with this. Nothing confirmed, but the radar picked something up for a brief amount of time. There is a tornado possible tag with it, so there could be something spinning up, but they've elected to go with a different designation with a severe thunderstorm warning as opposed to the tornado warning. And this is kind of where we would be seeing that rotation at right now. There's Buckhorn. The rotation's just to the east, south and east of you, right through that little neck there in the county line, would be where we would potentially be seeing some rotation within this. So severe thunderstorm warning out for Perry, Breathitt, Knott counties through 9:30 for those areas that we have been showing you within that yellow out ahead of this main line. It's lost a lot of its characteristics. We now have a severe thunderstorm warning on the south side of this, not seeing as much rotation there, so that's some good news for us. But the main cell that we've been watching that has had a history of producing damaging wind gusts is now exiting out of the tornado warning and into a severe thunderstorm warning for Perry County, southern Breathitt, over towards Knott County. You want to stay with the ABC 36 Storm Team for more updates. If you have that ABC 36 weather app, you'll be alerted if this gets upgraded to a tornado warning first. We'll get on the air as soon as we can and let you know the latest. But for now, we're going to send you back to Good Morning America here on ABC 36.